Okay, when you homeschool, it is very difficult to discipline. Oh, so when you're homeschooling, here, you've got to be teacher and mom. Yes, that's if you're homeschooling. But if you're living a learning lifestyle, then you can just be mom. And when you're doing maths because that's something that you need to be teaching your children to add. And now you need to teach your children to make their bed. And now you need to teach your children to stir the pot without burning themselves. And now it doesn't matter whether it's maths or whether it's making a bed. You've been a mom and you are raising your children. And you're teaching them to make the bed, to teach them to be orderly. You're teaching them to do maths because God is a God of order, and He would like me to make sure you get these lessons so that you are ready and equipped for Him to be a good steward. So how do you do the discipline part? The discipline part is parenting again. It's okay, my mother has a rule: you never discipline in learning formal stuff. My mother had that rule. So if my older brother was trying to teach me, because it was quite difficult to teach me, but when he was trying to teach me something and he got impatient and cross and told me, got angry with the situation, she told him, learning has now stopped. Your sister cannot learn if you're being angry with her. So you have to, end of lesson, we'll do this again tomorrow. So there wasn't discipline with learning when there was a struggles, especially. You know, I've told you, get that sum right. You know, no. If you don't do that multiplication properly, you're going to get a harding. Would you do that to your child? I hope not. I hope you don't give your child a harding for not getting their maths right. If you are doing that, please see me afterwards. Yeah, no. Disciplining to us in our household was, because we're doing Konos, we did do Whisper Day, and so there was no shouting in our home. And so disciplining didn't mean shouting and screaming at the children. It meant taking them to the Word and saying to them, do you know what happens when we don't walk according to His way? This is what happens. When you don't obey your mother and father, this is what happens. Let me show you what God says. What will happen? I don't want that to happen to you. I want to direct you in the way you should go so that you don't go the wrong way, so you don't have these consequences. So let me help you go this way. This is the correct way to go. So now we're going to put all this away now because it's a problem, this maths or this language. And tomorrow when I take it out, this is how it's going to be. And if it's not like that, well, then you've chosen to disobey, which means you'll have that consequence. So whether it's over a lesson, over putting their shoes on, over it doesn't matter what it is. It's the same thing as far as disciplining and training and guiding and nurturing and directing them in the way they should go. So how are you going to actually get that right? How are you going to know what is the way how are you going to get that right as a parent, to be making the right call all the time? Well, hopefully Dad is doing this because of the resource that I was telling David about with regard to Picture Smart. And hopefully you are maybe living the lifestyle of training and practicing character all the time, which will help you as well, because when your child has been disorderly or uncooperative, you can say, well, you know what, I think it's time our family did the cooperation unit from Konos, so we can all learn how to cooperate as a family. Because do you know why? Our internal organs are all cooperating with each other. Your lungs aren't going, I don't feel like breathing today. So, and your heart isn't going to go, well, I'm tired of beating. Maybe it is. But you see, so that's how God made us internally so beautifully, and He wants us, that cooperation, to be on the outside. So let's practice that in our family, cooperating like that beautifully. Let's see what happens. Let's try cooperating and see what happens. What will happen is your family will be blessed. The children then learn cooperation is a blessing. Non-cooperation brings strife. So then why not cooperate? So how do you get that as parents? How do you achieve that? That's where the tool comes in. How does a carpenter make a table without a saw and a hammer and wood? He needs the tools to make the table. So with Oikos, we've got the tools to help you. There's your maths to help you get numeracy right, and there's the language, and there's Konos and Bible study. And Konos is your curriculum, they call it a curriculum, it's not really a curriculum. It's a manual, a parent guide is to training you in character while you impart that to your children. And you do a whole lot of activities. And while you're doing all these activities, all day long, the children are playing directive play, I call it. It's not they finish school, now they can go play. It's not that. It's, okay, we've done our maths, our language, our Bible study, now we're going to go and do some cooperation activities. And while we're doing them, remembering that we're going to be cooperating with one another while we do these activities. Do you know what happens? A whole lot of learning is happening, academic learning is happening, that you don't even know about, and it doesn't matter. Whether they learnt it or not, what mattered is you see your children cooperating beautifully. What a gift. But maybe they weren't cooperating beautifully, so you stay on cooperation for 18 months like we did. 18 months. That's how long it took. But now I have to say that I have a family that has fruit of cooperation. There's not strife. They're not pulling apart. And it's not like that. So I'm blessed. I'm a Proverbs 31 lady that says that my children will rise up and call me blessed, because that's what I am. I'm blessed. I'm blessed abundantly. Because of His word, because of what He has done. Because of His way being the blessing way. That's why. Because of that.